after watching the show Ramyun and Chill. It really reminds us on our early dating days. That was us. Yes, you know, that's a question. I'm gonna make him suffer. Hi guys, and welcome to another video. As you can see, today I'm all by myself. But yeah, don't worry, Fanta is there playing by herself. You might hear her sometimes or not. I'm just happy that she's playing now by herself so I can film this video, and yeah, let's see. If she's getting too crazy, then I might hug her, but let's start like this and let's see how long it will go. As for today's video, I was thinking about making just a deep talk video about how our first dating days were. We already did a how we met video previously, maybe more than 1 year ago, I think. But I just wanna go a little bit more deeper into it, especially after watching the show Ramyun and Chill. It's an international dating show for those who don't know what it is, but I think a lot of people who are subscribed to my channel and who are watching my videos, you are already watching this dating show. It's a dating show where there are like Korean men and foreign women, and it's very funny because there's no other show like this around. So as soon as it came out, I was like, I have to watch it. And actually I watched together with my husband even a few episodes, and it's funny because it really reminds us on our early dating days. A lot of scenes, especially the language barrier part. There are a couple of scenes where you can see that people there have difficulties communicating.
살짝 답답함도 있는데 즐겁기도 합니다. 아무래도 원활하게 제가 지금 영어로 소통을 잘 하지 못하다 보니까는 더 말하고 싶은 건 많은데 이거 표출하지 못하는 그 답답함이 있습니다.
I can speak English very well, but I have a translate app. I always ready to use this.
Always ready.
Yes.
And that was a very big problem between us at the beginning of our dating. And it's so funny. There's like one scene where I saw where they are talking with each other and they're using papago the whole time.
Enjoy your meal.
You too.
Yeah, thank you.
Bon appétit.
Have an ideal body shape. Ideal body shape. 뭐,
For me,
Yeah.
my body,
yeah.
just myself.
Ah,
Do you have
um,
do you have a goal that you wanna?
my
achieve?
goal is work out faithfully for the rest of my life.
And like a personality, do you have a type? Sure,
Yeah,
papago.
papago. Yeah. I'm yeah.
That was us. That was really us. And so that's why I was thinking to start talking about this. Make sure to watch the dating show because it's really fun and I like it. So just watch it if you want. If you don't want to watch it. So let me start talking about our early dating days. Or maybe let me first explain why my husband is not here now, because actually it was his idea to do it alone. Not because he didn't want to be in it, just because he thought it would be much more interesting also for him after to hear my point of view without him being there, and you know. And also he promised that he will do his point of view in a later video, not right the week after because we have some other videos planned, but it will come his version as well. So let's get started. How did we meet? And I already said he sent me a DM. It was very funny because it was exactly 1 year and 1 month after I moved to Korea. At that time, however, I was in Italy. I went to visit my family because it was my mother's 50th birthday, so we went to Roma. It's very far from my hometown, so it was my first time going to Roma. And I, of course, posted a lot of stories and reels. There weren't reels at that time, but videos. And at that time I was dancing, so I posted a tucking video and a story on my Instagram. And then, of course, some people, they replied to your story, and he replied and he sent "Che bello." And the funny thing was that he wrote it in Hangul, which is the Korean writing. So it was exactly at the time when I have given up on Korean men. Everyone who dated some Korean men knows what I'm talking about. But I really given up on them, and I said, like, you know, also I talked with my mom at that time. I remember on her birthday she said, you can stay 1 more year in Korea just to try this modeling and stuff, and then you come back to Italy and continue your research job that you had at the university. And I said, sure, let's do that. And like I felt like it was like the day after we talked about that, he texted me, and I was like, I wasn't really into it, because I was like, yeah, Korean man, yeah, it's not my thing. I didn't have good experiences, so let's just answer him, because I just wanted to practice a little bit Korean. My Korean was very bad, but still. So I answered him, and he was very surprised that I was able to talk Korean. And yeah, and then at that exact day we kept texting, I think for 2-3 hours. No, maybe 2 hours. 2 hours we were talking. At the beginning I remember it was like I was sure that he's younger than me. Then we found out immediately, because that's the first thing that Koreans will ask you, that we're exactly the same age. So everything was much more smooth, because I remember he was talking to me in 존댓말, or like the formal language at the beginning, and as soon as he found out that we were same age, he immediately went to like 반말, which is like the comfortable language that you use through between friends or family members or close family members. So yeah, we didn't talk about a lot of interesting things, more or less what's our interest, like my music interest, that I love R&B, and yes, I also like hip-hop, and he liked the same style of music, and yeah, more or less that's what we were talking. And then after that he kept texting me not every day, but again and again, and I was still in Italy at that time, you need to think. So we were just like texting like this, you know, oh, hi, good morning, what are you doing today, and when you come back when do you come back to Korea, and stuff like this. I don't remember exactly, but then finally I came back to Korea. That was like 1 week after, because I was in Italy only for 2 weeks, I think. And then we still kept talking every now and then, and until he said like, should we go for some coffee or something, and I was like, yeah, why not? But I was still not interested. Like, let's say I was interested in meeting him, but I was not like, I didn't think about this will become something. So I didn't really get ready for it. And also he had some pictures on Instagram, but maybe 2 or 3 where you could see exactly his face, and I was not really thrilled about that, honestly. So I was like, yes. And then also I remember on the day we met, I went to the subway station where we were supposed to meet, and I sat down and just looked at my phone, because I knew that if he would come, I wouldn't be able to recognize him. So I was just on my phone like this and waiting until he will approach me, because I'm like, you're gonna recognize me, you know, like out of all Koreans, you know who I am. And yeah, so then he like came to me and he said like, hi, and I look up and then I was like, oh, okay, he's actually handsome. He looks much better than in pictures. And so my mood already went up, because you're like, this meeting might be interesting. But then yeah, we walked, we very soon realized that we cannot talk with each other because yeah, language barrier 100%. Like his English, when you can hear talking him now, you cannot compare. It's like he learned a lot. Like, we actually did the mistake that we were trying to talk to English more than Korean so that his English improved, but my Korean didn't improve. We just went to the cafes, but the first one that he chose was closed. So I think he got a little bit nervous, but I was like, yeah, it doesn't matter, you know. And then we just went to a random one, and then we sat down and we started talking through Papago, exactly how you can see in that scene on Ramyun, I say the Korean version, Ramyun and Chill. Yeah, that was it. That was our first meeting. Then after that, Fanta wants to talk as well. And after that coffee that we had, we just took a walk. And yes, that's it. I think the main thing that we were talking about was about my dancing and about his hobbies. It wasn't anything deep, because also our language barrier made it difficult, but I could already feel that there was some chemistry. So when I came home, he immediately texted me, which is a good point, because usually if they don't text you immediately, it means another. Because Koreans are always on the phone, so what do? They text. And I'm also always on the phone now. I need to stop that habit, especially with Fanta as a role model. I hope you can hear me. Fanta! Wait a second. Okay, I'm back. So what I was saying, yeah, me being always on the phone, and I really need to change that, but that's totally off topic. After this first date that we had, he texted me every single day in the morning. As soon as he woke up, then he always asked me, have you eaten? Have you eaten? I had to learn at that time that it's a really Korean style to say "밥 먹었어?" and I'm like, why do you care? And then I started just saying like, yes, whatever, something, and then he said like, yeah, what, and stuff like this. So yeah, but it was a good way to start a conversation. So this, and then also at night, it was really the last thing that we were doing was texting. And also at that time, I remember I wanted to meet him as soon as possible again. And he said like, no, I need more time. He wanted to study English, but then I said like, you know what, study with me, you know. And so we met, like you had the second date, I think 1 week after. Always on the weekends, because he was working and I was sometimes working as a model. And so the only time when we were able to meet was on weekends. And yes, we dated. How long did we date? How long did we meet before the first kiss? That was maybe 3 or 4. I think the third or the fourth date. That was when he finally kissed me, and that's also a very, very funny story. Because I remember before, like, you know, we dated, then we texted for a whole week, and then we met each other again. And I remember the time we met right before our first kiss was when he, after that day when we met, he said like, oh, today I so much wanted to hold your hand. And then I was like, then why you didn't do it? I mean, so I was like, yeah, next time you can do it. So on that day, he really, like, first thing that he did as soon as we came out of the car was taking my hand. And yeah, so that day was also a little bit of fail because we wanted to go to the cinema, but everything was fully booked. And then we ended up it was raining on that day, so we ended up just going to the car again. Like, first we took around at that shopping mall where the cinema was, and then we went back to the car. We went to Hangang River, and we started watching, inside the car, we started watching The Get Down Brothers, season 2. We started watching that, and exactly at that time, he already started being more easy and cuddling me and stuff, and I was like, finally, you know, but it cannot be only touching, you need to kiss me. So we watched the first episode, then right after the second episode, which was fine. Then as soon as the second episode finished, he immediately went to the third one, and I was like, stop, I don't want to watch. And by the fourth episode, I wasn't even watching anymore, you know, I was just there and thinking, what does he want, you know? And I don't remember how many episodes The Get Down Brother has, but I think like every other Netflix show, which is 8, literally after 8 episodes, he decided, or I think he had finally the courage to kiss me. And I was like, but yeah, right after kissing me, he asked me if I want to be his girlfriend, and I said yes. And yeah, probably you do that like this here in Korea. And then yes, and then we were officially together. And some other funny things that happened were like some misunderstandings, which were like, one misunderstanding that I really can remember was since we were texting so much, and we were always trying to text in Korean, for me that meant for me to use papago the whole time. And he asked me, because I was still trying to figure out what kind of guy he is, you know, like already someone who texts you on Instagram, you don't know, and then I didn't know anything about him, but I knew a lot of things about other guys here. And so when he asked me, do you live alone? I was like, okay, bye. Because, you know, that's a question. But then, you know, like I was like, why are you asking me this? And then he was like, no, you don't misunderstand it. Living alone, it's just like a compliment in Korea, because that means that you can afford it to live alone and stuff like that, because he was still living with his parents, like with his family. And so I was like, okay, whatever. So that meant I'm gonna wait more. I'm gonna make him suffer. So yeah, that was a thing that I tried to put him on the test, to know that he really was serious. And yeah, that's actually it. Another very funny thing was that I think the reason why Yeah. Yeah. I think the reason why it was good chemistry right from the beginning was that even though we weren't able to understand each other, we still did the effort to try to understand. And a big part of our conversation was to try to understand each other's culture and also each other's food, you know, like I was very interested in Korean food and I really wanted to try everything. I didn't mind what it was, and he also was very interested in Italian food, so that was very good. Also we had the same interest in music, and also just, I don't know, our mindset. It was very clear right from the beginning that our mindset was on the same line. And so yeah, I think that was it. And also I must say he actually saved my life. Here, now let's say as soon as we started dating, I stopped going out. I was a party girl before. And so I stopped doing that, which made me get much healthier because I started a new meal plan. I started working out regularly. I was dancing, yes, but dancing and workout is a very different story. I started focusing more on my career as a model, and I realized that as soon as I stopped doing like hanging out and doing other stuff, I was able to be more successful in this part. And the thing that I really liked about him is that he was very open and generous about not giving me stuff. He was generous in giving me his time and listening to me, which was very important for me, because I never looked for a person who would give me stuff, because guys, I work hard and I buy stuff by myself. I don't need a person who, I'm not looking at that about that thing, but he really helped me to be a better person, and I think I helped him too. You know, we helped each other to be consistent in the stuff that we wanted to achieve, and always to have new ideas. Every new idea that I had, he listened to it seriously, and he gave me a serious feedback, which I think was very great, because I grew up with always hearing, no, you know, like this, but also not too much emphasis. Yeah, should do, you do. No, saying yes, let's do it. Let's find a plan. Let's find something, how we can make it work together. And yes, that's the reason why I'm happy to be with him. And yes. Fanta, she is again. Now she's looking at me. But yeah, that was it. I actually have more to say, especially about the first time when I met my in-laws. But I think that's gonna be a separate video, because there's a lot to explain. So let's see if you like this type of videos, because then if you like them, I'm gonna have more story times and storytelling videos like this. Stay tuned for his version. Let's see what he's gonna say. Please make sure to subscribe. If you like this video, please like. Questions in the comments below, and see you in my next video. It's gonna be again a vlog with Fanta and my husband. Something special. Bye.